You're welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Now, let's quickly go to Benin and see what's going on in the Nigerian Women's Professional Football League. Super 4, some very interesting results are coming our way already. You can call them upsets or shockers, however you want to put it. But the fact of the matter is Delta Queens and Nasarawa Amazons won on match day 1. Delta Queens defeated Rivers Angels, pre-tournament favorites and defending champions by 2-0. In that game, Amarat Adebisi and Rosemary Okezi getting the goals for the Delta Queens, while Nasarawa United pipped
Nasarawa Amazons.
Amazons, they pipped Bayelsa Queens by a lone goal. That goal was scored from the spot by Ugochi and Menayo. So, I mean, first match day results, and we're already seeing some very interesting ones, especially Delta Queens, defeating Rivers Angels. It's some sort of derby, and was expected to be really tight. Those are the pictures that we're seeing right now. But 2-0 is quite convincing, I would say. Yeah,
good result. I mean, it just reminds you the words of Aisha Falode.
Look at this goal. Look at this goal.
Well taken goal. Really.
Well taken volley. Oh, that's the second goal.
That's what pictures do. Because if we were sitting here and talking about this game, you probably just wave it off. But this is women. Football is interesting. It doesn't matter the gender. I mean, just go all out there and enjoy the game. I'm looking at these ladies, these girls. I mean, just pure passion going out there.
Pure passion.
They're used to not having people come. They're used to not paid a lot.
Right.
But you just see them go to the field and play. Just let out the energy, and you see all of this. And it was colorful, beautiful pictures, the jerseys, the ambience, everything. The only knock, probably for football fans in Edo, fill up the stands.
Right.
Please, fill up the stands. That's the only minus. But every other thing was, the press conferences.
The pitch. Look at the pitch.
Everything they did to around the matches. There'll be action on day 2 today.
But what we're seeing right now is the first match of the day between Nasarawa Amazons and Bayelsa Queens. This one ended 1-0, very tight as expected. But like I said earlier, Ugochi and Menayo scored the winner from the sports. I mean, they needed a penalty to actually decide the winner of this one.
Yeah, that's it.
Nasarawa Amazons, they've been, would you say that they're a surprise package this season?
No, I wouldn't say that. They're there, maybe not up there like, the ladies from Rivers and Delta Queens. Maybe not, but they're there. And we'll see what happens. We'll see how far they can go. Like I said earlier, the words of Aisha Falode just echoes in your head.
Correct.
Regular season form counts for nothing when it gets in Super 4. And once you start losing on day 1, it doesn't matter who you are. Something else.
That's how they got the penalty there. Any issues?
No issues. It was a gift. I mean, you don't do that. I mean,
clumsy.
It's too clumsy. Is this schoolgirl error? Who got it? But but it's all part of the game. Desperation, trying to stop the attack. Yeah.
And they're already celebrating before the goal was even scored. A lot of pressure on Ugochi and Menayo, and she did the business.
She delivered.
What pressure when you are very cool.
That's a penalty. Yeah, that's a penalty takers. The moment they step forward, you just turn your back. Just turn your back. It's a goal. Right. And I guess that explains why some of those girls were like, oh yeah, we're winning up.
Right.
It's a penalty. We know who's taking it. No. It's done. And it's interesting to see the girls, the ladies, just enjoy themselves, play football. I pray it gets more coverage.
Yes.
I pray more sponsors turn up. I pray that it gets. Football is big business. We can take a lot of people off the streets. A lot of people can their daily get their employment from football. Not just the guys on the field. All the activities around. Like Sheikh Wadegba pointed out the other time. Even the football is not the most important thing going on. There are a lot of things around the football that could employ people, that could put revenue on the table. So we'll see.
Yeah, we're
Day
talking
two
about revenue. The fans have to show up. Match day revenue is very,
key.
very important.
It's key. It's key.
We're
very
talking
key.
about growth for the Nigerian Women's League. You have to say it's been quite, they've taken baby steps all this while, and that's why they brought in a new board. And it's basically, they're just starting afresh, and we're hoping they can grow in leaps and bounds. Action will continue today in Benin.
Yeah, day two action will allow you to see that shortly. You have Rivers Angels taking on Nasarawa Amazons. You also have Bayelsa Queens taking on Delta Queens. Those are the matches on day two of the Women's Super 4. If you're in and around the venue, if you're in Benin, get to the stadium. Enjoy a football feast. That's what it is. I mean, you see girls properly kitted, we must say that, looking nice, looking trim, looking in shape. Beautiful faces to see as well, and you know, enjoy the game of football. First game for the day, 2 p.m. Rivers Angels taking on Nasarawa Amazons. Bayelsa Queens taking on Delta Queens.
Yeah, Battle of the Queens.
You know, Queens and Angels. That's
We'll
what.
see.
And Amazons. That's what you always have. And Babes as well. So first game 2 p.m. Second game 4 p.m. So that's football, women's football for you. There's also still the little matter of the ITO Cup semi-final that will be played later on. We'll bring you much update about that one. Just to let you know that Abia Angels, their protests they've appealed, and initially they were disqualified, but they've appealed and they've been reinstated, so they will play that semi-final game. All right, let's begin to everything that we're doing on the show. We've talked about women's football. We've talked about football on the foreign scene. We've talked tennis. We talked about Roger Federer, talked about Rafael Nadal this morning on the show. So let's bring you to everything that we're doing. This is how you can be a part of the show. Speak up and be heard. You can send us a mail, sportsthismorning@channelstv.com. On Facebook, get across to us, Channels iPhone Sports. And on Twitter, our verified handle, @channels_sports. That's how you can get your views heard across the world. Probably there's something you think we should be talking about on the show this morning that we're not talking about. A lot of you talking about how we can start preparing for Russia 2018. A lot of you talking about the things that the NFF needs to do to ensure that the team gets better. I mean, a whole lot of things. And we promise to read your comments as you send them right here on Sports This Morning. Tayo, I think you probably sift through if we can get a couple. I know those comments
they're coming in already, and just as you mentioned, Nigerians are starting to prefer solutions and how to make the Super Eagles better. The tweets just keep pouring, and I've got one here from Shija Ter. It says the Super Eagles need a goalkeeper, a left back, 2 midfielders, and a goal scoring forward to be ready for Russia 2018. I mean, those positions is talked about. He's got a very good point. Goalkeeper, perhaps is still not convinced.
Still not well.
Ekichwe Izenwa, which is fair play to me. Left back, that one has been ongoing for a while now. Elderson Echejile has been the regular in that position for a while, but it appears some fans are not comfortable.
I don't agree about the midfield part, though.
Right,
I think that's where we're rich.
Okay.
But I think the only addition that will qualify as maybe creative, just apart from Mikel. But we have all the options. We have box-to-box players. We have hard tacklers. We have grafters. We have people energetic. I think in that center forward, even for wingers, but center forward, I think we need to have other options apart from Odion Igalo and Kelechi.
You mentioned that here.
Yeah, he did. Okay. Yeah, I agree with him on that. In the midfield part, I think no. I think no. But you know, one thing I always say when people start dropping names, I hope Ghana Roy is listening. Let's begin to hear about people, go about this job, no speculations, people that can improve the team. I don't just want to start hearing funny names. I mean, Westerhoff did it in '94. The best way to improve a team is to get guys that are better than the ones currently playing. If you say you want to improve a team and you're bringing somebody who's not better than those you are complaining about, so what are you doing? You know. So my point is, I mean, I said it yesterday. You look at Westerhoff, the guys that played the Nations Cup, as good as that team was, he improved on it. And every single person he brought into that team was a starter in USN 94. So
Made
that's how
the team better.
Made the team better. Chidinwanu, classic is, I played all the 4 games at USN 94. So when people start to drop names now, when people start to say, oh, this one is good, this one is good, it must be because that player is better.
When you say people are dropping names, what do you mean? I mean, which people?
We have a lot of... No, what I mean is Nigerian fans. That's what I mean.
They're free. They can
That's what I'm saying. It's a national project now.
Yes.
So when you
Everyone
begin to...
wants to contribute.
Yes. If I want to contribute, if I want to talk about a player in any particular position, I'm going to mention a name that I think would have something. Then it's up to Gernot Raw. To now
final decision with Gernot Raw. And yeah, that's it. We're going to continue talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and preparations for the World Cup next year after we enjoy that match again between Nigeria and Zambia. If you were under pressure, you couldn't watch it that time, you can just stick around and watch some few minutes from that game. And we'll come back. Toby Emmanuel will be joining us to continue analysis of the game.